We begin in California, where a standoff between Border Patrol agents and protesters during an immigration raid turned violent. These raids took place at two Southern California cannabis farms, resulting in dozens of arrests. But it also drew several hundred protesters that led to clashes with officers. Correspondents Nancy Liu and Allie Bradley join us now live. Nancy, I'd like to start with you. How did all of this escalate?
Well, Kelly, the raid at this farm stretched into the night, part of a clearly coordinated large operation headed by ICE, we've learned, targeting Glass House Farms, which operates two massive cannabis growing facilities. And according to CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott, among those taken into custody, 10 juveniles, 8 of them in the U.S. illegally after entering as unaccompanied minors. Now, as word of the massive operation spread, hundreds of activists and protesters descended on the Glass House location northwest of L.A. The company bills itself as the largest cannabis growing operation in the world. Convoys of military and immigration enforcement vehicles arrived at the farm in the morning, taken dozens of workers into custody, many lined up and guarded outside the building before being taken away. Now, the clash between federal officials and protesters, it got violent at times. Officers deployed tear gas, flashbangs, and non-lethal rounds. One protester appeared to open fire at federal agents with a handgun. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for his capture and conviction.
They can protest all they want, but if they cross the line, they're going to be arrested and they're going to be prosecuted. There's zero tolerance. They have the First Amendment rights. I had 1,000 protesters at my house. Whatever. You're not going to stop me. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But you can't cross that line.
Now, a second raid took place simultaneously at another Glass House location about 35 miles away in Santa Barbara County. And Kelly, it's not known yet how many people were taken into custody, but it is said to be in the dozens. Kelly.
Wow. Oh, wow. This all escalating rather quickly. All right, Nancy Liu, thank you for that breakdown. Allie Bradley rejoins us now. And Allie, I know you've gone on these types of raids in L.A. Can you walk us through what's happening behind the scenes here?
Hey, Kelly, so we know that operation that Nancy was talking about took about a month to plan, according to our DHS sources, and it takes weeks, if not months, to plan these operations. They're not just going in without some kind of guidance, without some kind of plan, and we were the only network there as hundreds of law enforcement and military personnel gathered to be briefed on their mission weeks ago. They were going in to dismantle 3 illegal marijuana grow operations on federal land. Now, a big difference here, this one was led by the DEA, the one that Nancy is talking about in California. That one was led by the Homeland Security Investigations teams, or ICE. Now, each team was told which area that they would be hitting and then which teams would move on to the next location. It was very clear what they would be doing. They also talked about contingency plans and what to do if things went south. Now, while they're working to dismantle illegal operations, they're also anticipating encountering people working there illegally. Take a listen to the DEA then.
So what we know is that crime follows crime. So in order to get these criminal grows productive, they have to reach out to undocumented workers in order to get it done. A lot of times when these workers are trafficked in here, human trafficked in, they're basically held hostage against their will. They have to work off whatever cost it was to get them here, and so they're detained, and we find them in places where they can't escape.
Okay, so at this previous raid that we were at in Riverside County, they arrested around 70 undocumented individuals who they say were working there illegally. The DEA and federal partners executed search warrants at the different locations, which covered 787 acres. Now, 2 people were actually found inside of a trailer with padlocks, both outside and inside. Agents actually had to break through those padlocks, showing that some of these individuals are working there against their will. Now, Kelly, one individual was also arrested, a U.S. citizen, for impeding or attempting to impede operations there. And as Nancy mentioned, dozens, if not over 100 individuals were arrested at yesterday's operations for attempting to impede and protest. Kelly.
Eye-opening insights. All right, Allie Bradley, Nancy Liu, thank you both.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.